Good morning, everyone. Val here from Vala's Vintage and Vine. And today what I want to show you is we're going to work on some more clusters. So I have the camping cluster kit, and I kind of wanted to play with that today because I have some pieces that I wanted to use and some other things. So this kit comes, now I've got this cut up because of course we're going to be making some of these. So, you have all these little layering pieces here, and they all come in the kit, so you get everything that I have here. I haven't used everything, but you have a really good selection of things that you can use for your clusters. So anyway, you've got some fussy cuts, you've got little tags, you've got long tags, you've got medium tags, you've got short tags, and then you have your backing material. And then I did, in the kit, I threw in 2 printed pieces. You've got one that's a wood, and then one that has the trees. You can print these as double-sided. I've got them listed back to back, so you can do them double-sided and just cut one. But I like the thickness of cutting each out and then gluing them together. So it makes them just a little thicker, a little stronger. So if you wanted to use them for bookmarks, then they make a perfect bookmark because they're stronger and they're gonna last longer. So so that's how I do mine. I just cut each one separately and glue them together. And then I've already kind of chosen the pieces that I wanted to use, and I've already cut them out and shaded them. Basically, this is just really easy. I was gonna print off some pockets for you too, some stackable pockets that I'm working on, but I'll save that for another video. So you know, it's all about just building clusters. You're adding interest to, whether it's a folio you're doing or a junk journal or a card. You're just adding that extra little element that just makes it fun. You can also layer your hidden paper clips, and I'm going to do some of those as well in the future. I've got some lined out. But so anyway, to start with, you know, I've cut my pieces out, and it doesn't matter your lengths. You can do different lengths, and I've got them glued together and shaded. And so all you're going to do is you're going to choose pieces, and you're just going to layer them on your little backing. So I would probably do something like that, and then we have this little jean piece down here that might be kind of fun, maybe at an angle. So I just play with them and just kind of get an idea, you know, what I'm gonna like. Kind of like that better. And you know, maybe the cooler at the bottom, or you can do the, you know, just choose your fussy cuts, just decide what you want to do, and you can just layer them up. I think I want to do something like that for this first one. And some people will do, you know, you can, there's so many different ways you can do this. You can take another piece and you can go like that, and just you can keep piling them on. So you've got all these different layers, and then maybe like that, and like that, and like that. So you can see there's so many different things that you can do with these, so many different ways you can go. But I think I'm gonna stick with my first choice. I kind of like to be able to see everything. So let's put this one together. And let's see how it turns out on this side. I do both sides of these so that no matter which way you put it in your project, you're going to have a visual element. And that's what I call these. I call these elements junk journal elements, because they're just an added element to your work. Another piece here that I want to use. Oh, I've got these guys too. Let's put one of these guys on. be this one, and then this one in the center with the cooler. Be something like that. I like that. Maybe angled. We'll angle it. I do like to be able to see the wording, so you know what? I think I'm going to stick this at the angle, and we're going to keep this one straight across right below it. And we'll add the little cooler on there somewhere. Right here. And you can just keep adding if you want. So that's one side, and then the other side. Come through here. Let's see. Let's use this piece. And maybe that. Yeah, I think I'll do something like that on this one. Let's do this one, I think, instead. That's the beauty of these. You can play with them until you get it just the way you want them, and before you put them together. These would make really fun bookmarks. The first one I did, I thought, how fun would it be to make a bookmark out of those? I just think that they're really fun. And I like to layer stuff. Now you can use real ribbon or lace or jute. I mean, there's so many different things that you can add to these. Buttons, charms. I like to punch a hole at the top when I'm done with these and add raffia or something like that to it. And then once all my glue is dried, I will go back in, and some of these edges that are just sticking out that are still white, just go back in and just give them a little bit of dark touch there. Just darken them up so they don't stand out. Not quite so white, just add a little bit of dark tint to them. Let's see, how big of a hole do I want in this? Do a little guy. We'll use some burlap strings here. One of my favorite go-tos if I'm doing something rustic. Just add a little something extra. And you can tie a little charm on this, on the burlap. You can really make it fun. You can just add so many things. And if you don't have a pair of these little tweezers, boy, they're worth their weight in gold when you're working with this stuff. Especially when you're using a small hole punch, which I use a lot. Getting ready for a trip tomorrow. We're going to be gone for a little while, so I am trying to get a few last minute things done today, a few videos, try to get some projects completed so while I'm away I can share them. Okay, so there's one. So you can see they're just really easy to put together. This needs a little bit of coloring down here. Yep. And it just kind of makes an outline in your piece when you do that. So let's do another one. They go together so quick and so easy. Let's see. Let's do a plain. Let's go this route on this one. Let's do the plaid, and then let's put one of these guys across the center of that. Like that. And I don't have any more fussy cuts cut out. I'm going to hurry and cut out this Let's Explore tag. And we'll add that. I forget I do two sides on these, so I'm in my mind I'm thinking two. So I cut two of the fussy cuts out and just wasn't really thinking about what I was going to need. But that's the way I roll. And then maybe that one at the bottom. You can make these as wide or as thin as you want. Again, it's your project. You know where you want to use it. You make them the way you want to make them. There's so many options. I'm going to do that one a little off center. And let's put this guy down here. Kind of offset a little bit, I think. Okay, so there's that side of that one. I do need a couple more pieces of something, so let's see. I think maybe we'll do this there. And if I'm thinking ahead, I can do the back side of these before I even put it on. A lot of times I think about it after the fact. And maybe this guy over the top of this one, off to one side. Oh, my glue is being weird. like it needs something else. That will work. Okay. And I'll get the back of that as soon as that glue dries, because I wasn't thinking ahead and I didn't do it before I put it on. And we'll punch a hole in this one. Let's do a bigger hole in this one, and let's do a ribbon so you can see what that looks like. And we'll do, I have a green in here. Let me grab a green. I want a green on that one. That one's actually, it's a good color. Now, I don't know how many of these you've done, but when you are tying your tags, if you pull one side and then the other, and you do them at separate times and not try to pull them together, you'll have better luck. If you try to pull them both at the same time, you'll rip your tags. 9 out of 10 times you'll rip your tags if you try to pull them both at the same time. It's just too much pressure on that paper, and it will tear your paper. Let me loosen my lid here. With these bottles, I love this glue, but when it gets down towards the end, it's like they get full of air, and then it just keeps pushing that glue through the top even when you're done using it. But that's my favorite glue. I love to use that glue, and I will list that in on my post when I put this on YouTube. I'm trying to remember to do all this stuff. There's so much to think about, you know, what I need to share with my followers and whatnot. So okay, there you have it. You've got your two done here. I need to do something with the back of these because I don't like the way once that glue dries, I can get in there and I can shade that some more, but that's why you want to try to remember to do it before you stack them. But anyway, so these guys, so now like I'll show you, so I did this Father's Day card, and it's just an added element that you can stick in your cards and whatnot. See, I've got this card, I've got the paper clip, the little hidden paper clips, but yeah, so you can slide these in your pockets. Your Father's Day card, they're made to all go together, so you can stick it in there. You can stick it in the bigger pocket. Got a bigger pocket over here. So anyway, just fun little elements, just little added things that you can put in there when you're looking for something to add to them. I'm always looking for things to add because for me, I never have enough in them, and I know they always look like they're overly full, but that's just how I like them. I like a lot of stuff in them. So anyway, that's it. That's my camping elements. You'll find those on Etsy, and they do go with the Father's Day card, and there's a camping, it's Shady Rest Campground paper pack, paper collection, and they all go together. So, and right now I think I am running a sale if you buy 3. Of course, by the time that you're watching this, it might be off. But anyway, you get a certain % off when you bundle. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you for joining me as always, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.